After an early playoff exit last season, the Los Angeles Lakers front office went in a win-now mode and tried to use the free agency to surround LeBron James with as much talent as possible to try and win another championship in purple and gold. Right after the trade market opened, the Lakers announced that they have traded Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Russell Westbrook and second-round picks in 2024 and 2028. It seemed like the Lakers are the number one title contender right there and then. A LA native, a former MVP point guard who has recorded the most triple-doubles in NBA history, has led the league in both scoring and assists, is joining the Lakers, who are already a great team. With the three superstars locked in, Lakers GM Rob Pelinka went on to sign veteran players who are ready to accept supporting roles and huge pay cuts to have a chance to be on a championship team. Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo, who were on the 2020 championship team, returned. Trevor Ariza, who won with Kobe Bryant in 2010, did the same, and Carmelo Anthony finally paired up with his friend LeBron James. When Westbrook landed in LA and with all the signings that followed, there was reasonable optimism in the air. After all, the 9-time All-Star will be joining LeBron James and Anthony Davis to create one of the best trios in league history. What could go wrong? As it turns out, a lot. If you want to find out, keep watching, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. As a starting point guard in all 45 games to start the season, Westbrook has failed to be the star the Lakers thought we're getting. The athleticism is still there, but often seems that is the only thing that Westbrook has left. Poor shot selection, throwing bricks around the rim, leading the league in turnovers is what the Lakers actually got. What they were buying in the offseason was the unstoppable point guard monster who averaged triple-double in 4 of the last 5 seasons and who was often ready and productive in clutch time. Westbrook is averaging 18.3 points on 43.5% shooting, his lowest point total since his second season in the league with the Oklahoma City Thunder. While his turnovers are less of an issue now than earlier in the year, Westbrook also has more turnovers than any other player in the league. As a whole, Russ's offensive rating of 100.0 is the lowest since his rookie season, while his 110.0 defensive rating ties his career worst from last season. Westbrook's low-level performance was not the only reason for the Lakers' bad record, but he was the most obvious one. Brown couldn't be blamed since he's averaging more than 29 points per game, and at the end of the day, he's the king. Anthony Davis missed most of the season, and when he's playing, the Lakers do not look that good. So that makes Westbrook the one to blame, as it seems. That is for a reason. Coach Frank Vogel was under more pressure as his team packed of superstar was losing. He was the first one to be blamed, and he coached every game as he was fighting for his job. He was aware what the weakest link on the roster is and was ready to do something about it. It all accumulated in mid-January when the Lakers suffered a 37-point loss to the Denver Nuggets. The Lakers legend and former president of basketball operations of the team, Magic Johnson, ripped the team on Twitter saying, "We as Lakers fans can accept being outplayed, but we deserve more than a lack of effort and no sense of urgency. Owner Jeannie Buss, you deserve better." The loss was the second biggest defeat of LeBron James' career. James didn't speak to reporters after the game, but Russell Westbrook was asked about the Lakers legend's comments. "I do not have a reaction. Everybody is entitled in this world to their opinion. Regardless of what that it is, you can take it and run with it, or you can take it and put it in one ear and out the other, or you cannot respond to it." Even though Westbrook didn't say anything wrong about Magic, many were upset with him responding instead of just keeping it quiet and playing. The Lakers' problem with Westbrook went public when he scored just 14 points on 5 of 17 shooting and registered a negative 18 in the loss to Indiana just a couple of days after the disaster in Denver. Westbrook sat all but 4 minutes and 23 seconds of the fourth quarter against Indiana, including the final 4 minutes or so in regulation. The Lakers managed to cut the deficit but still lost 111 to 104. Westbrook exited the sideline and stadium early without talking to reporters or the team, but it was obvious that something was going on. When the team landed in Florida 2 days later, Westbrook said all the right things about how, while he was upset, he was mostly displeased about the loss, and that he had done everything the coaches had asked him to. Following a win over the Orlando Magic, an upbeat Russ repeated those sentiments, though there was an eyebrow-raising disconnect between him and Coach Vogel. The following period, the Lakers had bigger problems, with both James and Davis being sidelined with injuries. Westbrook used their absence to score 35 points on the Hornets, his best game since coming to LA. Still, that game didn't change much as Westbrook continued to be pointed out for his indecisions and shooting yips were sputtering the offense. His defensive lapses and subtle mistakes stood out when he was not pushing the pace and creating buckets. Since the only reason why the Lakers acquired Westbrook in the first place was a winning title, reality hit when the defending champions Milwaukee Bucks visited LA. Now with LeBron James and Anthony Davis healthy and ready to play, the Lakers had a chance to turn the season over in only one game if they defeated the champions. But it turned down to another bad night for the Lakers, and somehow Westbrook again was blamed for that. The Bucks won 131 to 116 in a game that was never a remotely competitive affair unless you count a minor surge in the fourth quarter that momentarily closed the gap to 10. Russell Westbrook was on the bench for that run. For the second straight game, Westbrook brought few positives to the table, heard boos from his hometown crowd, and was sidelined by Frank Vogel down the stretch. Over his past 2 games, the team's highest paid player has shot a combined of 4 of 21 for 15 points. On February 9th, a day before the NBA trade deadline, Westbrook sat out his first game of the season in a 107 to 105 Lakers loss against the shorthanded Portland Trail Blazers. Many were seeing that as a sign that Westbrook is about to get traded, but that did not happen. Trading Westbrook's $44 million deal with a $47 million player option next season was not easy, even though reports said that the Rockets were willing to get Russell back in exchange for John Wall, but the Lakers declined the offer. It was reported that Westbrook actually missed the game with back issues, and the former MVP found a way to blame Coach Vogel for that. While talking about his back injury, Westbrook said the discomfort was caused by how Vogel managed his substitution patterns in the loss to the Bucks at Crypto.com Arena. "I'm not accustomed to sitting down on long stretches," Westbrook said. "Like, getting up and moving quickly kind of stiff up a little bit. It's difficult. You never know when you're coming in. You never know when you're coming out. You never know when you're playing. You never know a bunch of things. And I'm speaking for me personally. It's a difficult process to be able to figure out and create a rhythm, create some consistency where we can actually see what we're able to do as a team. But those decisions are made by him, Vogel, and this coaching staff. You got to live with it and move on." Westbrook and Vogel's relationship will be one to monitor for the rest of the season, since they will have to work together. Failing to trade Westbrook before the deadline is leaving him on the roster at least by the end of the year, and it seems like it is too late to fire Vogel either. Both sides will have to find a way to work together. Vogel has been given authority to bench Westbrook as he pleases, a move many would consider long overdue. Maybe Westbrook will have to accept a bench role in order to try to be more productive with the second squad. Carmelo Anthony did that and is contributing well coming off the bench. And that's it for today's video. If you liked my video, please hit the like button as it means a lot. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace.